Hey, how you doing? Um, this is going to be slightly different from the videos I would normally make, and I won't be doing too many of these type of videos, but I feel that this particular topic is important and it is and does have a direct relevance to flat Earth, globe Earth, and the whole argument there. This is about some misconceptions concerning numerology, and I will be showing some examples of why the number, as I've titled it, the number nine, why the number nine is so important. Now, there will be a good bit of talking in this. I will have to uh, go through and show different calculations and that. They won't be difficult calculations, but it'll just be a case of people might have to go back and look at what I wrote and maybe do it themselves just so they can understand it or prove it to themselves. As I don't want to have to call out every single number. Um, but in general, I'll be doing a lot of talking, and I'll be showing as I'm talking. But I will have to stop here and there for maybe a drink of water and stuff. So I'll say that as I do it. Okay, so let's get started on this. I titled this video "The Number Nine." Okay. In numerology, certain numbers and number sequences are revered, but most people get this wrong and state that the master numbers are 11, 22, and 33, when in fact there is only one master number, and that is the number 9. Through this video, I will show some of many examples that support what I say, as there is a lot of false and misguided information out there concerning numerology, and this information is mostly put out there by people who think they know what they're talking about. There is two main schools of thought on numerology. A, Chaldean, which does not include the number 9, so the digits only go from 1 to 8. And B, Pythagorean, which does include the number 9. So the digits go from 1 to 9. 0 is not part of numerology, by the way. That is mathematics. That was added to numerology afterwards. The famous Greek mathematician known as Pythagoras, whether he existed or not, was first and foremost a master numerologist, and he formulated the mathematical origins of the globe model, starting with numerology. What a lot of people don't realize is that Pythagoras was first and foremost a master numerologist. Mathematics is like astrology and astronomy. People at one time learned astronomy through astrology. Astrology came first, and you learned astronomy through that. Mathematics was kind of like that. Most people wouldn't have known mathematics, and numerology was like a higher understanding of numbers than mathematics. So the globe model is all mathematics. Everything, it's built on mathematics and based on mathematics. Pythagoras was a master mathematician, but first and foremost he was a master numerologist. That's why we have Pythagorean, that was his school of numerology. He added in the number 9. The Chaldean didn't. The Chaldean school didn't add in number 9, as they felt it was to be revered, and it was like a powerful number, and they kept it out. I won't go into all the details. All the history is out there if you want to read about it. But Pythagoras did add it in. And what a lot of people don't realize is the globe model is built primarily by someone who was a master numerologist and mathematician. And I'm just going to show some things in this that will support that. And in this video, there will be real examples of the number 9 having relevance in our world, but there will also be examples of the false use of this powerful number. And I will leave it up to the audience to decide which is which. Okay? What I mean by that is I'm going to have some examples in this video which will show where the number 9 has actual relevance to real life things, but numerologically. But there is also stuff in here that the number 9 has only got mathematics that's based around that. So I could create something, knowing what I know about it, I could create my own globe model, and all I have to do is make everything fit a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Make everything fit a certain criteria. Okay, that's what it is. So you can make your own mathematical model, but it will actually be numerological if you make it fit a certain criteria. And that's all that's happened with the globe Earth, or the globe model, I should say. So rather than keep talking about it, it's kind of a little bit not difficult to understand, but it'd be easier if I just show you, and if I show you and tell you about it as I show, and you can make a decision on it yourselves. I may do a second one of these videos, as I didn't add in all the examples I have as they go on, and there's many I even forgot. I'm trying to remember them. So here we go. The number 9, right? We start with the solar cycle. Solar cycle is, as those who know, is the cycle that is based on eclipses, okay? Or it's the calculation of eclipses, okay? So the solar cycle has 6,585.3 days, or 18.041922369216 years, okay? So the solar cycle works off of a just over 18-year cycle, okay? So if we add 65853, right, from up here, we get 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9, okay? So we're already starting to see a trend form, okay? So then we add this 18041922369216. It adds to 54, and 5 plus 4 equals 9. So there we have an instance of where 9 in both the days and the years of the solar cycle add up to 9. Okay. Now, the claimed birth of Jesus Christ, September the 11th. By going by the original moon calendar, which would have been the calendar used back at that time, which means that every month has 28 days and each year has 13 months, not 12. The claimed birth of Jesus Christ is actually on the 252nd day of the year. So that's 2 plus 5 plus 2 equals 9, right? 252nd day of the year. And if we take 252 and we divide it by 28, as in there's 28 days in each month, we get 9. So not only is the 252nd day of the year adds up to 9, but the 252 divided by 28 also adds up to 9. So there we have 9 again, two different 9s from the same example, okay? That's the claimed birth of Jesus Christ. I don't know if that's correct or not, but just that is a lot of people claim that as the claimed birth of Jesus Christ. So next, this will be a bit tricky for people to understand straight off. I'll try and show it. Using the latitude and longitude grid through a flat Earth worldview, right? Right, the Tropic of Cancer is 66.5 degrees from the geographic north centre. The equator line is 90 degrees from the geographic north centre, and the Tropic of Capricorn is 113.5 degrees from the geographic north centre. So those degrees are all based from the geographic north centre, okay? So now the calculations. So I'm just going to show, this is what I'm doing. We're going to take a straight line distance from the north centre to the Tropic of Cancer. I would like this to be a bit clearer, but as long as you can see it, there's 2 yellow and a red line. So we're going to take the straight line distance from the north centre, right, to the Tropic of Cancer as a radius. Then we'll make a diameter and a circumference out of that. Then we'll do the same with the equator, straight line distance, make a radius, diameter and circumference out of the equator, and I'll do the same then with the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, using just a straight line distance. So I'm using the longitude lines, just straight line distance, not to make those 3 calculations. Okay, you'll understand as you go through it. When you see it, you can go back over the video yourselves, and you can test anything I've shown here. So 66.5 degrees. Right, multiplied by 69 miles. So that will work out at 4,588.5 miles. Okay, so 4,588.5 multiplied by 2 for a diameter will give us 9,177. So just to show what I've done here, I've taken a straight line distance of 69 miles a degree, and I multiplied it by 66.5. So there's I've taken 69 miles per degree and I multiplied it by 66.5 for a straight line radius. Treating this map here, this A map or a Gleason's map, as just a flat Earth map, not treating the equator as a 24,901 mile circumference. So at the moment, I'm just working on the Tropic of Cancer. Now, this is important to show you because there's another example of this later on, maybe two later on in the presentation. So straight line distance 66.5 degrees multiplied by 69, okay, will give us a radius from the North Center to the Tropic of Cancer. So, and that works out as 4,588.5 miles. And multiply that by 2 for a diameter, which would be 9,177. Okay, then 9,177 multiplied by 3.14 will give us a circumference. So a flat world circumference using the latitude and longitude grid of the Tropic of Cancer is 28,815.78 miles. Okay, now if we add all those numbers together, we get 39. 3 plus 9 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the number we get is 3. So for the Tropic of Cancer, using just the circumference on a flat world map is 3, okay, numerologically, right? If we're using miles. Now, I did the same then with the equator. So 90 degrees multiplied by 69 miles is 6,210 miles. And I multiply that by 2 to get a diameter of 12,420. Then I multiply 12,420 by 3.14 to get a circumference, an equator circumference of 38,998.8. And then I add those numbers together to get 45. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So the number is 9. So the equator does add up to 9, right, numerologically. Okay, Tropic of Cancer adds up to 3. Just so people know, these are straight line distances. These are the actual distances. These aren't ones I'm making up. These are the actual distances if you use the latitude and longitude grid. For instance, from Helsinki in southern Finland is to Libreville, which I think is 46 or 42.6 miles north of the equator. Is the distance between those two locations is 4,212 miles. So that's a straight line distance, north to south or south to north, whichever. So those two locations have a 4,212 mile distance between them. Whereas the globe model states there's a radius of 3, let's say an equatorial radius of 3,963, and the extra distance is taken in with the curve of the Earth in that belief. But a straight line distance is no different, whether it be over a curve north to south, south to north, or on a flat plane. It works exactly the same. So there is no difference in those two calculations, just using the latitude and longitude grid. So I also did then the Tropic of Capricorn. This is going to come together in a minute. So Tropic of Capricorn, 113.5 degrees multiplied by 69 miles will have a radius of 7,831.5 miles. I multiply that by 2 to get a diameter of 15,663 miles, and that's multiplied by 3.14 to give you a circumference of 49,181.82 miles. So if we add those together, we get 33. So the number is 33. Okay, now in numerology, when you get to 11, 22, or 33, you don't add those together. So you don't add 1 and 1 together when you get 11, or 2 and 2 together when you get 22, or 3 and 3 together when you get 33. You stop at those 3 numbers. When you get a double number like that, you never go further. You always stop at those 3, or at those numbers. And if you're adding or doing that with them, you add that with 2 numbers or whatever. Or you can add it singularly, but you don't add them together. So I won't add that up to a 6, if you know what I mean. That won't become 6, that stays 33. 22 doesn't become 4, and 11 doesn't become 2. Okay, so all this is pointing out using the latitude and longitude grid here. I'm pointing out how a straight line distance north to south, south to north works exactly the same. It's no difference using the latitude and longitude grid, whether it be on a globe or on a flat plane. But what is different is the diameters and circumference when you use it in that way. So I'm not using, the only thing that's the same would be the straight line distance, but as a radius, diameter, and circumference, it'll be the use of it in a flat world manner will be completely different. So I'm using it for that reason. So I'm showing for the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn, I'm showing a radius. Well, here, this is the radius for the Tropic of Cancer. I'm showing a diameter, which is here, and then a circumference, which is here. I do the same then for the equator, which is radius, diameter, circumference, and the same for Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, I mean, radius here, diameter, and circumference. Okay, so it goes out past the realms of the globe Earth once I start making a radius and so on out of it. So it's nothing to do with the globe after that. So when we add these numbers together, so we have 3, 9, and 33. So 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 3 equals 18. Okay, 1 plus 8 equals 9. So they're all using the latitude and longitude grid as a flat world map. We end up back at 9. Okay, that's a bit strange. Okay, and we'll move on. The Bible's mark of the beast, 666, right? It adds to 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So that's also very strange. Okay, a lot of people push onto this number and they revere it, and people are into dark things, do that and whatever. But it's actually not talking about those 3 6s. It's talking about number 9. A lot of people don't even realize that. So the sun in here, by the way, I'm not involved in that like that. I'm just saying that a lot of people get that wrong. A lot of people were involved in dark stuff, and people were involved in Christianity and things. They don't realize that actually numerologically is talking about 9. So 9 is the power number. So the sun I'm not a Christian or I'm not involved obviously in dark stuff. I'm just saying, just stating that as a fact. The sun in the heliocentric model is claimed to be exactly 1 AU, or 1 astronomical unit. Okay, so and 1 AU is 92,955,807 miles. So if we add all that together, we end up at 45. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, so the moon in the heliocentric model is claimed to be 238,855 miles from the Earth. Okay, so when we add that together, we get 31, which is 3 plus 1 equals 4. But wait, if we use the distance between the moon and the sun in heliocentrism, we get 92,955,807 miles, okay, minus 238,855 miles, and we end up at 92,716,952 miles. Add that together, and we end up with 41, which is 5. So the Earth to Sun, right, is 9, because the official distance is 92,955,807 miles, which adds to 45, so adds to 9. Okay, so the Earth to Sun is a 9, right? Earth to Moon is 4, and Moon to Sun is 5. But when we add those together, we get 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Okay, so it all comes back to 9. So Earth to Sun, Earth to Moon, and Moon to Sun all adds together to 18, and 1 plus 8 equals 9. Just going to move this up slightly. Right. That's where I wanted it to be. Okay, so we're back to 9 again. Very, very strange. The Kármán line. The NOAA say it's 62 miles or 100 kilometers up. NASA placed the line at 76 miles or 122 kilometers up. So if we add the NOAA is right 6. Okay, so 62100 equals 9, and NASA 76122 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Okay, so what we're after doing there is we're after adding up the miles and kilometers, right? So the miles and the kilometers the NOAA give us, right, at measurement, the NOAA give us we add them together, they come to 9. And we do the same with the miles and the kilometers that NASA give us, and they come to 18, which comes to 9 again. All these things keep coming to 9. Why is that? Why is all these things always coming to 9? All these important things, they always end up at 9. So miles and kilometers of those miles for both of them come to 9. Now, the heliocentric model's claim of the Earth orbiting the Sun in an off-center elliptical orbit at aphelion when the acclaimed globe is furthest from the Sun, the supposed speed of orbit is 65,520 miles per hour. And at perihelion, when the claimed globe is closest to the Sun, the supposed speed is 67,752 miles per hour. The deficit between the two claimed speeds is 2,232 miles per hour. So this is the claimed speed of the Earth around the globe Earth around the Sun, at aphelion, which is at its furthest point from the Sun, which is 65,520 miles per hour. And this is the claimed speed of the globe Earth at a perihelion, which is at the closest, when the globe Earth is at its closest to the Sun, and that's 67,752 miles per hour. And that means there's a 2,232 miles per hour deficit between them. Okay, so this one here, perihelion, the globe Earth is moving at 2,232 miles per hour faster than at aphelion. So when we add them together, so 65520, adds to 18. So that's 1 plus 8 equals 9. 67752 adds to 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 2232 equals 9. So they all add to 9. If you add those 3 9s together, you'll get 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. It all comes back to 9 again. Circumference of the Sun and Moon according to NASA. The Sun's equatorial circumference according to NASA is 2,715,395.6 miles. So if we add that together, we get 38. 3 plus 8 equals 11. Okay? The Moon's circumference according to NASA is 6,782.433088159,456 miles. Okay? That's the circumference of the Sun, circumference of the Moon, right, according to NASA. So, right, so we add we already added the circumference of the Sun, we got 11. So now we add the circumference of the Moon, and we'll get 79, which will 7 plus 9 will come to 16, and 1 plus 6 is equal to 7. So that's 11 and 7. Okay. Now 11 plus 7 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So this is more heliocentrism, where they are coming back to 9 again. So we're coming back to 9 with the claimed circumference of the Sun and claimed circumference of the Moon. When you add when you numerologically break them down to 11 and 7 and add it together, you get 18, which 1 plus 8 adds to 9. So we're back to 9 again. Very strange. COVID-19. Right, so these are the, I'm just showing here the letters and how they attach to a number. So 1 will be AJS, 2 is BKT, 3 is CLU, 4 is DMV, 5 is ENW, 6 is FOX, 7 is GPY, 8 is HQZ, and 9 is IR. So that's how the alphabet matches with the Pythagorean numerology. Okay, so COVID-19, right, is 3649419. That's equal, added together is 36. 3 plus 6 equals 9. So COVID-19 comes back to 9 also. Okay, June 21st and December 21st solstices. Okay, June 21st, okay, that's June 21st, 135521 equals 17, okay? 1 plus 7, 1 plus 7 equals 8, right? 1, 6, 3, 1, 2, 9, 3, 5 equals 30, right? Which equals 3. 8 plus 3 equals 11. December 21st. 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 2, 5, 9, 2, 1 equals 40, which equals 4. And the solstice is 1, 6, 3, 1, 2, 9, 3, 4, which equals 30, right? Which equals 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 11 plus 7 equals 18, which equals to 9. So the June and December solstices, when you add them, numerologically add them up together, they all come back to 9 as well. That comes back to 9 also. So that's very strange that the solstices do this. It's a bit like the solar cycle. Globe models perigee and apogee of the moon. Perigee distance, 360,000 kilometers. Okay, that's 3 plus 6 equals 9. 233,693.62912 miles, which adds to 45, which equals to 9. Apogee distance, 405,000 kilometers. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 251,655.33276 miles as the 45, which equals 9. Okay, so globe models perigee and apogee of the moon all come back to 9. Okay, when you're talking about either kilometers or miles, it all comes back to 9. So we have many things to do with the globe model that keeps on coming back to 9. But then we have actual things. Then we have things like solstices, and we have the solar cycle and stuff like that as well, which is not globe model. Globe model itself. The word globe comes to 22. Okay, when you add up the numbers that are connected to the word globe, and the same for the word model. So it adds to 23, and the word model adds up to 22. Okay, so 2 plus 2 plus 22, because you always keep the 22, is 27, which equals to 9. Okay, or you can add the 2 plus 2, because that works the same way. It will be 6 plus 3 is 9. So this will either be just straight to 9, or you can add it as a 22 will come to 27, and it'll be 9. So it works like that with 11, 22, and 33. So you can add the 2 and 2 numerologically if you're adding it to other things, or you can leave it as is, because it'll all work back out the same. Time, 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day. Okay, well, all adds up to 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 86,400 seconds in 1 day. 8 plus 6 plus 4 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. American Independence Day, July the 4th. 13374, okay, equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. I just must go back up there just to, I didn't make something clear. Okay, when I did this, it's kind of after June 21st. 1355 connect to the word June. I meant to say that. I just remember now I hadn't said it. 1355 connects to the word June. Okay, and then 21 is added in because of the 21st. Okay, and the word solstice. Is it the word solstice? Yeah, the word solstice adds up to 3. Okay, so I'm doing June 21st solstice. So this is June 21st, and this is the word solstice. Okay, and that all came to 11. Now we did the same for December 21st and the word solstice, and that came to a number 7. So 11 plus 7 equals 18. So, right, and 18 adds to 9. Sorry, I meant to make that more clear. So this is when I showed this earlier, you can go back to this and get the letters to the numbers. But it all comes back to 9 either way. Don't matter, that doesn't change that. Just, I meant to make that more clear, that I will be doing that from here on in. I'll be using sometimes these letters to numbers. So that's what I did there, because I just read out numbers and I never gave it any detail to it. So that's what that was about. I'm actually using the numbers that are connected to the letters, right? And that's how I'm doing that. That's the way to do it. Okay. And yeah, sorry, this is the perigee and apogee of the moon in the globe model. Is perigee and apogee in the globe model is I'm doing the kilometers and the miles. I meant to say that too, kilometers and miles. Sorry, one of my cats came around me and I got distracted there and I forgot to detail a few things. Okay, the globe model all comes to 9, right? It's funny, yeah, those words together come to 9. And then we have time, which comes to 9, all the time coming to 9, pardon the pun. Okay, American Independence Day, July the 4th. If you take July and 4, so 1337 adds to July, and 4 then is 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. American Independence Day is connected to the number 9. Carbon 12, described as having 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. 666, 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9. The time 3:15, right? Question mark. The time 3:15 p.m. was the claimed time of death of Jesus Christ, and 3:15 a.m. is the claimed witching hour. 3 plus 1 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, that all comes back to 9. The globe Earth's 23.4 degree axial tilt. 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9. The claimed speed of light through air, right? 299,702,547 meters a second, right? That all comes up to 45. Added together, 4 plus 5 equals 9. A mean solar day has 24 hours. Each hour has 60 minutes, and each minute has 60 seconds. All comes to 9. I actually covered that earlier. I forgot. I was after doing that. I made this in 2 different separate parts. Globe Earth's radius values. Equatorial radius, 3,963 miles. Polar radius, 3,950 miles. Okay? So 3,963 miles to kilometers is, right, so this is the equatorial radius in kilometers, is 6,377, right, 0.830272 kilometers. And its polar radius from miles to kilometers is 6,356.9088, okay? So add both of them together. Add the globe Earth's equatorial radius together as kilometers, and you will get 45. And do the same with its polar radius in kilometers, and you will get 45. So add all that together, and it'll come to 9. Okay, 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. All comes back to 9. The globe Earth's circumference, equatorial, is 24,901. Polar is 24,860. So 24901 adds to 16. 24860 adds to 20. Okay? So 1 plus 6 plus 2 plus 0 equals 9. So I think it's, we're not finished yet, but I think it's becoming pretty clear that there's a lot of stuff in here connected to the globe that keeps coming back to 9. And it's all mathematical equations and things that aren't all from Pythagoras, but they're all from the same sources, let's just say. But Pythagoras started it. Let's get a sip of water. So, moving on. A sidereal day has 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.091 seconds. So 0.091 of a second leaves a deficit of 0.909 of a second. So there's a deficit of 0.909 of a second, right, in this sidereal day. 9 plus 0 plus 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Very strange, some of these things come back to that. Using the latitude and longitude grid to determine an apparent sun speed over a flat Earth, right, we get a numerological anomaly once again. Okay, this is a disclaimer I have to put out. Disclaimer, I am not able to determine if these apparent sun speeds are correct, so I can't make a positive claim on these matters. This is purely a numerological determination using the official latitude and longitude grid, and not an actual claim of sun speeds throughout the year, at solstices and equinoxes. Sorry, it's a bit dry. Okay, so the Tropic of Cancer on a flat map using the latitude and longitude grid has a circumference of 28,815.78 miles. So remember earlier on, I showed how I got that. I'm just using a straight line distance from the center to get a radius in straight line miles to the Tropic of Cancer. And then just making, doubling that for a diameter and then multiplying that by 3.14 for a circumference. So that's a circumference on a flat world using the latitude and longitude grid, according to their map, let's just say, right? So the circumference of the Tropic of Cancer is 28,815.78 miles. So this divided by 24 hours, because I want to get a sun speed that would be going around the Tropic of Cancer on the 21st of June solstice, let's just say, right? Gives us a sun speed of 1,200.6575 miles per hour. Okay, so we add all that together, we get 26. And 2 plus 6 equals 8. Okay? So we did the same for the equator. The equator on a flat map using the latitude and longitude grid has a circumference of 38,998.8 miles. So this divided by 24 hours gives us a sun speed of 1,624.95 miles per hour. So add all this together and we get 27. So that's 2 plus 7 equals 9. So the equator comes back to 9. We are dealing with, let's say, a speed that the sun would move around it in accordance with the latitude and longitude grid. Whatever the sun is. And the same then for the Tropic of Capricorn. On a flat map using the latitude and longitude grid has a circumference of 49,181.82 miles. Okay. So this divided by 24 hours gives us a sun speed of 2,049.2425 miles per hour. So add it all that together and we get 28. 2 plus 8 equals 10. So we actually get, strangely enough, we get 26, which comes to 8. Then we get 27, which comes to 9. And then we get 28, which comes to 10. Right? So that's for the apparent sun speed over those three locations: the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, Tropic of Cancer on the 21st of June, the equator at the equinoxes, and the Tropic of Capricorn on the 21st of December. So that gives us 8 from the Tropic of Cancer, 9 from the equator, and 10 from the Tropic of Capricorn. So 8 plus 9 plus 1 plus 0 equals 18, and 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9. So that's the end. There is more I could add it in, but this is enough. So you can determine from that which ones, you can go through anything I put out there, and if you want to find out any information about whether or not if you want to get particular sorry, a bit of background stuff. You want to get particular information, make sure to get it where, if I say I got it from NASA, that's the official NASA, then that's where you should get it from. Because there's other websites out there that say this and that is the this of the sun or the that of the sun, and they're all like NASA's, but get the official NASA. So if I say official NASA, get the official NASA, not just something else from some other website. Because it's NASA I'm focusing on when I'm getting those numbers, because it's their claim, and this comes back numerologically to 9, from their claims. Look at all the stuff in there from the globe model, that comes back to 9 very strangely. And you look at things like the solar cycle and the June 21st and December 21st solstices. Sorry, I can never say that word right, solstices. Things like that. Look at those things, they come back to 9. So you can determine yourselves which ones are connected to our world and which ones are not. Isn't it very strange that the flat earth, that the latitude and longitude grid is used as a flat earth map? And if we determine radius, diameter and circumference from that, then we end up with, if we do that, we end up with the number 9 again. It's not very, very strange that happens. So I don't know. I mean, I leave you go through it and go and determine what you want from it. But I think it's very strange that using the flat Earth, we end up at 9. And we have things like the solar cycle, we end up at 9. But then you have a lot of globe Earth stuff that ends up at 9. And the person who gave the word the globe was a master numerologist. And I'm using his school of numerology when I'm doing this. So please excuse the background noise, I can't do anything about it. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that and see what you think of it and see what kind of feedback I get. Thank you.